Hey fellow teachers, in this video I'm going to give you a guide for Google Jamboard. Let's go.
For more content like this, like, subscribe, and turn notifications on.
Alright, so Google Jamboard. It is a new Google app that you can actually add to your waffle or 9-dot square or whatever you call this thing where you're from. We probably here in Alabama, we're probably the only ones that call it a waffle. If you also call it a waffle, let us know down in the comments, because I'd love to know if there's a different state that calls this thing the waffle. All right, so Google Jamboard is an extension that you can add from the Chrome Web Store. However, if you just go to the Chrome Web Store and you search for Google Jamboard, one word, nothing pulls up. It does not pull up Google Jamboard. But if you just do a Google search for Google Jamboard, it is the third option that pops up. It's chrome.google.com. That's the one that you want for Google Jamboard. And when you open that up, I've already got it downloaded, so it just asks me to visit the website. But for you, it'll say, you know, add extension or add to Chrome or add to Google, whatever it says. I don't exactly remember. But you can do that right there, and then you can go to Google Jamboard yourself. All right, and I have an extra one. All right, so I made a demo for you. And what you can do with Google Jamboard is it works a lot like any other Google product. All right, but I will tell you this one caveat. There, by default, if your school system has not added Google Jamboard, all right, by default, it's blocked on the GSuite, just because I guess that's just the way schools work a lot. So you are going to have to most likely get your system IT guy or administrator, or however it works at your school, to unblock that app. But it is 100% free. There's nothing, you know, holding you back there other than just your IT guy's got to go in and click his buttons or her buttons or whatever they do and make it available to you to use for your school. All right. So that is a key point of information. That's what we had to do at my school, and I could use it on my personal Gmail account, but we just now in the last week at my school got it unblocked so that we could actually use it in class. All right, so you add the Google Jamboard. I'm gonna hide my webcam for just a minute so that you can see. There is a plus sign down here that you can add and click on so that you can add a new jam just like you would a Google Doc or anything like that. There's no options though. Once you click that plus sign, it just pops up a brand new window for you to create a jam. All right, so let's talk about the jam. So I made a demo jam. It's just blank, so we can talk about all the features here. All right, so first you can rename it just like you could anything else in Google products. Zoom, you can zoom in and out to give yourselves more room. All right, and 100% good. Zoom in, out, the tools there. The same shortcut keys that you have for most other apps apply to this as well. The background, this is great, especially for you math teachers, which I have a few here that come to the channel. You can change the background to dots, lines. You can make it a graph with a gray background, and then you can have navy or black if you would like to do that as well. So that is pretty neat. All right, to add a page to the Google Jam, or the Jam as they call it, you just click the arrow and it automatically adds a page for you. So you're good to go there. The three dots give you these options. You can rename it from here. You can download it as a PDF file, which could be useful. Save the frame as an image, or just remove it, or make a copy like you would any other thing in Google or document or slide or anything like that. The sharing options are the same as you would see anywhere else. All right, so you can change the link to anyone on the internet can access. Just be careful, as we can with anything else, to make sure you do editor or viewer, depending on what you want to do. If you add editors to this, all right, so students could work on this at the same time. So you could have one student working on it, kind of like Google Slides. They can work on it at the same time. They can work on these jams at the same time as well, if that's something you think they would like to do. All right, so that pretty much covers all the stuff up top. All right, so if you're liking this video, if you're enjoying it, click that like button, share it out with a teacher friend, keep watching so you can learn a little bit more about Jamboard. All right, so we have the pen tool, all right? You have a few color options here, all right? So, I'm writing with a mouse, so it's probably gonna be kind of rough, all right? So you have some pen options there. We have another pen option here, which is a marker, highlighter, and a brush, all right? So the highlighter, let's see how well that highlights. Probably not very good there, right? Probably not something might not want to do. All right, oh, that was marker, not highlighter. That's why it didn't work. How about that? That's a marker. Highlighter, yeah, it's semi-transparent. Looks like if you bear down on it too much, it's not going to highlight, but it might work good for a text if you put some sort of picture in here. I'll show you in just a minute. And right here we have a brush, all right? A brush here that you can use as well. I'll give you, see what that looks like. And actually the brush looks more, it looks a little bit better as a highlighter itself. So that's something Google might want to fix there. All right, I mainly just use the pen tool. I don't use these very much for anything else, but I wanted to show you those tools. If I could talk, that would be great. All right, so moving on. All right, so we have an eraser. Works like a standard eraser. You erase stuff just like you would on any other kind of interactive whiteboard. If you had some pictures or something you could select here, you can use the select tool, do that. And this is a pretty cool feature to me. You can add sticky notes, all right? Sticky notes to me, I think are pretty interesting. You can change the color of them. You can even, change the background at all right? You can completely remove the background where it's just words if you would like, but sticky notes can be added and you can move them around the page. So you could add some really cool interactive activities with this Google Jamboard. Would be pretty cool. So if you'd like to see some of those, I'll make some and we can try those out. That would be pretty cool. All right, so here down below, that's a sticky note feature. Down below we have adding an image. All right, you add the image just like you would any other Google type document information. All right, you have a few shape options that you can do for students to create shapes of different kinds that you can use for that. All right, as far as I know, we do not have any customization options as far as colors, things like that for the shapes. You can also add a text box, all right, where you can type text and different things in there. And if any time you want to select one of these and you need to delete them, right, you have the 3 dots up here. You can duplicate, delete, or you can order just like you could in like Google Slides or Google Drawings. You can send stuff to the back and bring stuff to the front. So those are those options. And the last thing, which is kind of cool for all this online teaching stuff we're doing, if you were making a video using Google Jamboard, one thing that I love, all right, and I have a video about the iPad app that I use. One thing I really like about the iPad app is I have a laser pointer. So this gives you a laser pointer so you can point to something and it doesn't stay on the screen. So if you wanted to talk to the kids about something, just hover your mouse over it, you could do that and circle it and it would go away pretty quick. But I really like that tool. If I was making online videos, I didn't have an iPad and I was just using Google Jamboard, maybe with like Screencastify or something like that. I have a video about that if you'd like to see it. It'll be at the end of this one and you can check that out, how to combine the two and make a pretty cool video. So, but I wanted to give you a more in-depth guide here for Google Jam, right? So, got the laser pointer, have the markers, have the new stuff. Last thing that I want to tell you, all right? So if you've enjoyed this video so far, please hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber to the channel so you don't miss out on anything tech related, educational related that I'm trying to share with you. I'd love to help more of you out. So please do that if you enjoyed it, all right? If not, just don't tell anybody, all right? So anyway, so what we have here, the last thing I want to tell you is right now the 2 biggest learning platforms, all right, that I know of out there are Google Classroom, Schoology, all right? So Google Jamboard right now works really well with Google Classroom. You can use it just like you could any other Google product. But Google Jamboard, on the other hand, does not work very well with Schoology right now. From what I've read on the internet, they're working on it, and hopefully it will be integrated soon. But right now, there's not an easy way to do that through Schoology other than just posting the link. But as far as just giving a kid each their own copy, you can do it in Google Classroom. You cannot in Schoology. So that's really the only drawback that I would have in that right now if you're a Schoology user. But it's still a great tool. It's great to have a Google product that you can write on, have an interactive whiteboard. It's awesome. So again, if you enjoyed this video, thank you very much. Stick around. We've got the how to combine Screencastify and Google Jamboard together to make some awesome videos for this online learning we're in. And the big circle button at the end lets you subscribe to my channel. And there is more Google videos on the playlist if you would like to see those as well. Happy teaching, friends, and I'll catch you later. Good luck this school year. All right?